Welcome to Business Class. I'm Steve Ekstrom from Learn Tourism, a nonprofit academy dedicated to advancing the tourism industry through innovative training and sustainable practices. Our mission? To empower travel professionals and communities with the knowledge they need to create meaningful, authentic, and sustainable tourism experiences. Ready to join us on this journey? Visit learntourism.org and start making a difference today.
Good
Hello,
morning. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I am a delight.
Good. How's the
Uh,
RV?
The RV is a dream. My niece she's still sleeping. She hasn't woken up to start school yet, but it's good. I'm on the border of Utah and Wyoming, right on a lake. There's like nobody else here. We've had just a week to get caught up and to have no distractions, minus the pronghorn
Oh.
and the prairie dogs and all that good stuff.
Mhm.
But what's really exciting is that tomorrow we go up to the Grand Tetons.
Ooh, that'll be beautiful.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. But the best part is I have a friend who owns a dairy farm on the
Oh,
way up there, a grass fed
yep.
dairy farm. What's particularly unique about his dairy farm is that they have their own dairy production facility on site and they make their own ice cream.
That
See,
is wonderful. Yeah. We
yeah.
went to a buffalo farm in Italy who also makes buffalo ice cream. Most incredible experience ever. I mean, these are pampered buffalo. They get back massages, they get classical music played to them. I mean,
Oh,
it's
nice.
quite a thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. So I stayed at the farm once before when I had my van before I got into the big bus. And it was my big dog's first time ever encountering cows up close. He loved it.
Oh, really?
He kept walking back and forth along the fence, and the cows kept following him to and from. But at 9 o'clock that night, when everybody had gone to bed, my dog was going wild inside the van. I'm like, what's
Hmm.
going on? I open my door, and there are hogs, like big hogs, all surrounding my van because they had gotten out of their pen.
And they just came to, did they smell something or like what drew them, I wonder?
I think they were curious about the dog,
Oh,
probably,
surprised it doesn't seem
but
like a predator to them.
no, they're bigger than he is. I mean, by far. But it was funny because here I was at 9:30 at night, somewhere on a farm in Wyoming, wearing a pair of borrowed boots, helping farmers round up hogs. And I called my dad who had spent most of my childhood trying to butch me up and
Hmm.
teach me to like the farming things and the outdoor nature things. I'm like, Dad, it finally paid off.
I used it one day.
I used it one day. There you
Yeah.
go. So, casual conversation style. In fact, what
Yep.
we just talked about might even make it into the interview because it was fun. But we usually start with you introducing yourself, where you're from, and then we just roll with the conversation and see where it goes.
Wonderful. That sounds great.
Awesome.
Well,
So,
I am Rachel Thompson. I am the executive director of Visit Greater St. Cloud, located in the state of Minnesota. We represent the cities of primarily St. Cloud and Waite Park, but we do support the whole central region as well.
fantastic. What do you love most about your work?
I get asked that quite often. And really, it's about the stewardship of the destination and about helping our small businesses thrive. So, in the St. Cloud region, we see, depending on the year, anywhere between 24 and 26% of all visitors versus residents. And so if you ask any local business, they're not in a position to lose a quarter truly of their revenues coming in. And so for us to be able to continue to support that outside visitor really means that they can keep their lights on and they can keep thriving, as well as making those beautiful memories for the visitors themselves. So it is twofold in the fact that we can help create memories and bring people to the destination, but really the people on the ground at the resorts, at the hotels, at the attractions are the ones that are making those memories happen. And we get to be a piece of that. And that's really rewarding and really exciting. And we have a beautiful destination to be able to support and to offer, whether it be outdoor rec or indoor arts and culture. St. Cloud area gets to promote it all.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
For a little while, I was going to be a firefighter. I had gone through a PSEO program at the high school that I was a part of. And I said, you know what? I'm going to be an EMT and then I'm going to be a firefighter. And you can't tell because we're on Zoom right now having this conversation, but I'm not even 5 feet. So there were some reality checks that happened along the way of, is this the profession for me? Not saying that those that maybe are not the tallest can't do it, but there was just some things that came into the play. And then I started planning our senior year prom in high school. And I said, you know what? Events. Events are where I feel like I thrive, where I love. And so then I went to the University of Wisconsin Stout, but I didn't think that I had a career path there. And so I ended up going into a science field. And really what I was looking at was the GMOs and modified food source additives. And so I was going to go into food science. Lucky for me, the University of Wisconsin Stout has the hospitality and tourism program. And so after my first semester in the lab, realizing lab work was not for me, I was able to pivot over into that profession and be able to combine the love of events and then explore the hospitality and tourism world. I did graduate with a degree in that and a certificate in wedding planning. And then I dove into the wedding world. So I was the Enchanted Barns intern for a couple of years. I also worked at the Munsinger and Clemens Gardens, helping with their gardening, but then also their events. And then when I was sitting in college, I was taking a senior year class and I found out about CVBs, DMOs. It's a world that most people don't even know exists. And so I said, by the time I'm 50, darn it, I am going to be as a CVB at a destination management organization. And life just worked really, really well for me. And I was able to achieve that goal even earlier than my timeline. So really thankful for the St. Cloud area CVB for taking me on. Julie Lunning at the time was the director. And so through some persistent email, I was able to get a foot in the door and be able to be where I am now.
That's cool. My first job working in New York City, it was for a director of groups and tourism for a big museum.
Yeah.
And I had interviewed about 3 weeks before their major annual event that ended up drawing about 30,000 visitors.
Wow.
And it was email. I remember, I think the Tuesday before the event, I'm like, listen, if you want somebody there on site to help,
I'm it.
You have to give me an offer letter by Thursday.
Yeah. And you got it?
I got it. I literally started on Thursday and the event started on Friday morning.
Threw you in and you said, let's go, huh?
I'm like, I got this. I can handle this. Yeah, it was very fun. So I think it's important what you mentioned is that, by the time I'm 50, I want to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
I think it's important for everybody to have those sort of guideposts. What are maybe a couple of the things that you're looking forward to or have on your radar to do by your next, say, milestone birthday?
I have a Post-it note that lives on the cork board right next to my desk. And I always make sure that there's 3 kind of lofty goals or initiatives that aren't unattainable. I'm not going to put something on there that I'm not going to set myself up for success and our team up for success, but they're really things that would move the destination or move the industry forward. And so as we complete some of those things, we add another one. Some of it has to do with efforts in the state of Minnesota for tourism, things around social districts or things around third-party rentals, and allowing some ordinance changes within our destination to be able to accommodate and handle those better. And then it might be internal things, growth of team, or it might be a new event that we want to start. The industry has a lot of different lanes, as well as us as Visitor St. Cloud. We do all the event bidding side of the industry. We do group tour, we do influence marketing, as well as traditional leisure marketing. And so it does allow for a variety within that. So I could really have a bunch of things that I put forth on that list in each of those categories, but then it becomes this huge monster. And we don't need, we really take a look at those. I take a look at those 3 post-it note items and say, okay, what are we doing today that's going to get us closer to that tomorrow? And then celebrate really, really big when we hit those. So it's been fun to see along the years some of those shifts and changes in the industry that we can then kind of pivot ourselves to be able to go around. Minnesota Film was one that we recently were able to achieve and get off that list. So in the state of Minnesota, there's a Minnesota Film program. You have to be a licensed destination to be deemed film ready. And that included some additional ordinances within our cities, lots of paperwork, things like that. But then also creating packets of information and resource opportunities for those film directors or those production crews to be able to leverage into your community and really be able to understand what it is that you have to offer. And then some more fun things like site selection and putting those destination markers into their systems and stuff like that. I would say I have no intention, unless I'm told otherwise, to look outside of Visitor St. Cloud for my next big milestone, but really the work that we and the team and the destination are doing for the next 10, 20 years is right at home.
What is something you'd like to learn this year?
There are so many things. I mean, on a daily basis, I feel like this industry allows for us to learn so much, but I would love to learn, okay, non-realistic, where the crystal ball is, that magic 8, be able to predict the future ball that some people seem to have, but maybe that's not realistic. So I would say just being able to understand the technology changes that are happening at such a rapid pace in a really tangible way, because there's all this talk about AI and how we can adopt it and how we can use it, and it's going to change tomorrow, and that's the beauty and the curse of it. And so for us to be able to have a really good handle on where those impact pieces are and be able to dive into those. Generative search is one of those big pieces that I feel like, I don't know that anybody fully understands it because the game changes every day. But I think there's going to become a time where it is more understood. I've got young kids, so it might be asking them, like, what are you learning about this? Because they seem to have this intuitive electronic and technology thing about them. But I think that that's something that's going to be ever changing in the next decade, really, and then how we tap into it. And then the other thing I really would love to know more about and learn to sharpen my skill set is video editing. It used to always be, the last 10 years were all about photos and drone photography and that kind of thing. And it's really shifted to video work. So I'm pretty good at, like a CapCut style, TikTok kind of style, but really those more professionally edited videos that tell the stories of the people behind the destination. How about you? What is it that's on your list?
Oh, I'm a nerd. I learn every single day.
Yeah.
So my big goal is to continue learning something every day. What that's done is that's put me in a place where we're at the forefront of AI and AI use. We are beta testers for all of the technology solutions that we use, whether it's AI intermingled with our CRM and CMS systems, our SEO, SEM, AEO tools. We build our own AI models. Now I launched my new AI assistant the other day. So we're big in that. And I love learning about that. And I love connecting the dots between how technology can really benefit the person on the ground.
Yeah, and not take away that human component. That's the piece that I really like, is how can it alleviate pain points from systems and from data entry standpoints, and allow for me to be who I am on the forefront in customer service and storytelling.
Yeah. I was just quoted in Travel Weekly saying that the technology should enhance the humanity, not
Mhm.
replace it.
I love that.
And that's a big part of what I think is a trend in the industry is tapping into that humanity. You mentioned getting videos of your stakeholders and the
Mhm.
people who are impacted, sharing those stories. AI can create a story, but it's not the same as hearing it from somebody personally.
We just are launching into our St. Cloud area restaurant week. And when we started, it was all about the really kind of swanky, sexy, maybe I should say, food shots of the
Yeah.
cheese dropping on top of the croissant, or, the
Mhm.
kneading of the dough. I mean, all those awesome things. And over the course of this program and these restaurant weeks, it's really shifted to be about the story of the people in addition to the beautiful food that they create. But how did that business come to be? What are those recipes? Were they family recipes that were handed down? Were there something that was traditional that you've changed? Or where are your hopes and dreams in the future for you and your storefront? Did you start at a food truck? Have you been schlepping around out of the back of the van? All of those types of things are things that not only do people want to have that enjoyable dinner and that tasty treat, but they also want to know where it came from, who's behind the story. And that's the beauty of our industry. We get to share those stories.
Yeah. And people love to learn. I
We
think
do.
that's an underrated passion that most people share.
Yeah.
And we travel because we want to learn about new places and new things and new foods and culture and music and art and history and nature and whatever else. What is your passion?
Oh, goodness. I have a lot of passions. Professionally, my passion is helping people. At the root of it, I love to be the person that sees a need before the person knows it's a need. Whether it be back in the wedding industry days of being able to be taking care of things that you didn't even know were there. You could just enjoy your beautiful day. It's most often their first time doing this, like they don't know exactly all the things. And so as somebody who was doing two, three, four of them in a weekend, you kind of get a hang of the gist of what people tend to forget. And so to just be that background little helper bee is really, really rewarding to me and something that fills my cup. And then the hospitality side of it, having other people enjoy something that you've created as a place setting for them. So, whether that be setting up itineraries and tours or actually doing those events and actually doing those meal placements. So, that is really passionate to me. And then we've already touched on it a little bit about supporting others. And so,
Yep.
whether that be the small mom and pop restaurant or the attraction, families, I have a big heart for kids. I've got two of my own, and the joy and the inspiration that comes from them, as well as seeing the parents live in a moment through their kids.
Yep.
So those are my cup fillers for sure.
I think one of the things you talked about before was setting goals and having some ambitious and lofty goals. One of my favorite quotes is from Toni Morrison. You want to fly, you've got to give up the stuff that weighs you down. So it's not only about reaching high for that next goal, but it's about the stuff that you need to let go of in the process to do that. What's something you think you need to let go of?
I think that comes into where my passions actually lie in a cross sector, because I do want to help and I want to be that person that anticipates the needs before they're there. But sometimes that gets in my way. And so sometimes I need to let other people delegate a little bit better, perhaps. But when you get so passionate about a project, it's sometimes hard to do that because you want to be the one to be able to see it from starting to finish. And I have an absolutely incredible team. There's 7 of us on our team, and I am very proud to say they take things and they run with them, and it's exciting to see that happen. And so I've gotten better about it as I've grown in my career as well and shifted through positions to be able to say, like, what is it that you're seeing? How is it that we can foster this through your angle, and letting some of it go, but not in a way of like to the wayside, but letting it go as far as they have it, they are in control of it, and they're going to do it beautifully. And
Yep.
so that is a hard piece because we all really are those kind of
Doers.
the doers and the ones that want to people please in the best way possible. Like that is our industry and we want to be there for other people. And so that allows for us all to be able to do more because we also know at the end of the day that we have each other to support on the backside and to brainstorm and throw wild, crazy ideas at the wall and see what comes back down after it's
That's been one of the greatest benefits that I've experienced with this organization that we started a few years ago. It's being able to create a team that has not only the ability and the knowledge, but the license to do what's right.
Absolutely.
And to see what they come up with.
And it's way better than what I usually come up with.
Oh, yeah.
And the license is huge because I'm a big non-micromanager. And so like I say it all the time, like we're adults. If you say you're going to do something, I expect that you do it. And I also expect that you ask questions because I can't read your mind. And so come to me with all the questions, come to the team with all the questions, and we will brainstorm and we will figure out the best possible solution through it. But we're here together. Yeah, I think team is absolutely huge.
And
what
we
is something
follow that? Go ahead.
I was just going to ask you, what's something that you're working on letting go of?
It was a big challenge to let go of being hands-on in every project.
Yeah.
It was a real big challenge for me to be able to do that. I think the fact that I live as a digital nomad, I don't have a house, I don't have an apartment. I am not physically attached to space and stuff. Letting go of all that frees up a lot of space in your mind. And it's a constant practice.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
I have not figured that out yet, but I would imagine so.
It is. It's saying no in the gift store.
Mm-hmm.
It's politely declining the one more mug.
That never happens.
It's all of the things, but you have to do it in a nice way. Is there a parting piece of advice you'd like to share with everyone?
Just whatever it is that you're thinking that you have thought about likely for far too long, just do it. Make it happen. Jump in. I am somebody that fully believes the best way to figure it out is by going through it. And so just start the project, make the investment, do it wisely, of course. Like you don't need to blow money, but just do it. I mean, we all have these incredible, lofty hopes and dreams and wishes, and even small ones that sometimes we just get in our own way. And it's amazing how a community and people will come to support you if you say, here's my end goal. I'm not exactly sure how to get there, but I really want to do this. And so just start it and do it and bring people in alongside you.
People are drawn to those with passion.
That they are.
For sure. I appreciate you sharing that with me. Thank you.
Thank you. This has been a wonderful conversation, and I get to learn today something new about yourself. So I appreciate that. It's a good way to start the day.
Go Nerds.
Go Nerds. Go on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. This has been wonderful.
You're a delight. Have a great weekend. And I'll have some ice cream on your behalf.
Yeah, and good luck at the Tetons, but more importantly, the ice cream.
Ice cream. Absolutely. All right. Take care.
All right,
bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Business Class. This episode was brought to you by Learn Tourism, the nonprofit academy where we advance the tourism industry with cutting-edge training and sustainable practices. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to visit learntourism.org to learn more about our programs and how you can get involved. Until next time, stay curious, continue learning and making a difference through tourism.